Hello, and welcome to a very sad episode of
I Will Say This, though.
So we're recording this November 4th, 2025, and if you watch our other videos, you know that we live in Toronto, and of course we love the Toronto Blue Jays.
We've mentioned them, I don't think, a single time prior to this, but we love them this year at least.
We mentioned them on our last one because, you know, the Yankees lose.
Right, yes, we did bring that up.
And unfortunately, the Blue Jays lose.
Blue Jays also lost, but man, did we put up a good try.
Yeah, and I think that makes it worse. Because, like, at the end of the Game 7, I was like, why couldn't we just lose by 10? Why couldn't Shohei Ohtani go out top of the first inning, immediately hit, like, 10 runs?
I'm glad that it was closer.
But it's so painful, though.
It would be more painful if we were embarrassed by it. We got nothing to be embarrassed by. We put up a good fight.
That's true. We have nothing to be embarrassed by.
Almost won. Maybe next year.
Yeah, if IKF was just literally like a centimeter close, like
I know
it hurts me.
Yeah,
like if we just got blown out, it wouldn't it would be humiliating.
Or if they counted that goddamn ball that got caught in the
the thing. We'll talk about it. I don't think that was as big a deal as people make it out to be honest.
It might have won us Game 6.
I don't know, but
it would have got us into extra innings.
It would have gone one run in at the very most.
I think. It was 2.
No, because they would have just caught it and thrown it to. You know what? It's fine. We'll get to it. But anyways, but listen, this was the first. Like I became a Blue Jays fan in 2023, which is pretty recent.
I became a Blue Jays fan about a month ago.
We're both listen. If you want to call us bandwagoners, whatever, that's your right.
Oh, I am the epitome of a fair weather fan. I cared about the Raptors in 2019 and no other year.
But I mean, in our defense, like why would you follow a team if you know there's a good chance you're gonna lose? Like, why would you invest time and money into seeing them if it's like? If they're like, oh yeah, they're probably gonna lose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Also, I'm just not really that into sports in general.
Yeah.
But also, the things I do care about, like, say, movies, I don't really follow, like, award shows either, because I know that the movies that win the award may well be ones I think are trash.
Yeah.
And the movies I really like often get completely overlooked.
Yeah. And for example, not in movies, but for this year, the team we like lost to the team. Well, that's not true. I think the Dodgers are fine. Like
I got nothing against
the Dodgers. No, if you're a Dodgers fan, like congratulations.
Yeah, LA needed a win right now, given that they are being invaded again. I think.
I mean, and the city. I would argue Canada needed it more, but whatever.
Probably.
Anyway, so we're gonna rank all the postseason games that the Blue Jays played in this year.
Yep.
This was my idea. I kind of wanted to remember this year and how special this team was. And it was. I think I felt every single possible emotion that a sports viewer could feel from this year. So first off, we have the ALDS Game 1. Because the Blue Jays, because they were the best in their division, they got to skip over the wildcard series.
Yeah.
So this was the one where they faced the Yankees. And then they beat the Yankees 10-1. It was pretty great. I listen. The one thing Danny and I wanted was we had to beat the Yankees.
Yeah. If we had lost to Seattle, I would have said, "Oh well, good season, everybody."
Yeah.
We lost to the Dodgers, and I literally typed on Blue Sky, "Good season, everybody."
Yeah.
If we had lost to the Yankees, I would have been mad.
Yeah, because you know what the Yankees did this year? They shook hands with fucking Donald Trump,
and they had like this weird ceremony honoring Charlie Kirk.
Yeah. And
whose widow is now fucking the vice president.
Yeah, and to be clear, I'm sure the players themselves are nice people or whatever, but like it would just been so painful to lose to the Yankees this year, and that Donald Trump was like, "Oh yeah, you're my team, I'm rooting for you." So no, fuck the Yankees. Yankee fans and players, I'm sure they're fine, but you know what I mean, just like as a concept.
No, they're not fine. Fuck those people.
Okay. Anyways, I mean, like New York didn't vote for Trump. Let's be honest.
No, but that's why there's the Mets, the other New York team.
Okay, sure, yeah, okay.
Nothing against them. I mean, they weren't very good this year, clearly, but...
Okay, anyways. So ALDS won. Vladdy hit a homer in the first inning. Kirk hit a homer in the second inning. I'm just going off what I remember. Like, I'm
Alejandro
Kirk,
stuff. Not Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
Who is in...
But anyways, this is pretty cool, because the thing I like about baseball is that you don't have to watch it. You don't have to watch the games to enjoy it. That might sound like a backhanded compliment, but it's true. Like hockey and basketball.
I don't have to watch hockey or basketball.
Yeah, but you have to watch it to get the experience. Baseball.
so.
When I didn't watch this game, I just walked around Toronto, just
occasionally checking your phone.
Occasionally, and I got basically the same experience. I found these people. I was in a place where I watched MJ the musical that day because I had tickets booked from months ago, and then after the game, I was like, I didn't have signal. I just found these people who were wearing jerseys in the theater, and I was like, oh, do you know the score? And they're like, oh yeah, we're up by 2. So yeah, that's how I enjoyed this game, by just like it made me like, you know, come closer together with my fellow Torontonians.
That was basically my experience of Game 5 against the Dodgers. I
Yeah.
saw Black Phone 2 and then walked out of this theater and was like, oh, we're winning.
Yeah. And that's what I like about baseball. It's like watching, like I use the MLB Game Day website, if you look it up. Just watching a list of, it's like things that happen in the game is like the same thing as buying a ticket and watching it.
Well, that's why you can watch the highlights videos on YouTube that just cut out all of the strikes and the fouls and the boring shit.
Most of
just tell you what actually happened.
You know the meme where it's like someone's poking a thing with like, come on, do something. That's what baseball is.
Yep.
And I mean that
and
in a good
occasionally
way.
they do something.
Yeah, and when something happens, it's amazing. Anyways, this I put an A. I think it was because I was so worried about the Yankee series. I was so worried we were going to lose to the Yankees.
And just utterly eating them alive.
Yeah, just utterly eating them alive. That was great.
That's pretty great.
But not as great as Game 2. Game 2 is easy S tier.
What happened in Yankees Game 2?
We took an early 5-run lead, and then Vladimir Guerrero hit the grand slam to make it a 9-run lead. 9-0.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And then afterwards, I think we hit another 2-run home run in that same inning to make it 11-0, something like that.
11-0. Was that the final score?
No, the final score, and then they got like 7 runs back. It was like final score was like 13-7 or something.
Oh, all right.
But they got 7 because we took out our good pitcher because we didn't care at that point, and we were right not to because we knew they weren't coming back. But anyways, so that was great. I didn't watch this game either. I was at a dinner with my family and some extended family who also like baseball, and then I saw the grand slam on my phone. I was like, "Whoa, Vladdy just hit a grand slam!" And they were like, "What, really?" And yeah, so that was a precious moment to me.
I love that man.
Yeah, I love Vladdy because he wasn't even doing like that well towards the end of the regular season, you know. But then when the postseason started, he was just killing it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
He all right, we didn't win the World Series, but he is the MVP of the American League.
That is true. Even though
a
he's
Canadian.
Yes.
A Dominican Canadian.
Yes. And then Game 3, we lost this one, but even so, this was when we went to Yankee Stadium. Even so, I'm still going to put this in A.
Why is that?
I think this was like a really, really good game. Because it felt like both teams were just like completely locked in. They were doing like friggin' like superhero shit, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And it's just like, so Danny didn't watch this, right?
I didn't.
But so it comes out, Vladdy immediately hits a home run in the first inning.
Hell yeah.
To silence the Yankee Stadium. Absolute quiet. IKF makes a mistake. They get another run in. No, there was and then we get to like we grow to the 6-1 lead. But then a few things happen. A few people are on base. It becomes 6-3, and then Aaron Judge comes up and then hits this epic like 3-run homer that ties the game. And it was like so close. It bounced off the foul line, the foul pole. The whole stadium's cheering. And to be clear, like, you know, I know we talk shit about like Yankee fans and players. It was still super cool. Like, it was a cool moment. I will give them that.
All right.
Like Aaron Judge, like it was this like really epic moment, even though it was like against my team. And then Jazz Chisholm comes up. He hits this.
That's a great name.
Yeah, Jazz Chisholm. He hits this. He's so aura farming. If you look at the clip, maybe we'll put the clip in. But he's like, he hits the homer.
I'm glad to say I don't know what that is.
To take the lead, and then the final score is 9-6 Yankees. Yeah. And I'm glad that we won the series, so I can go back and watch that and sort of appreciate that game. You know what I mean?
If we lost the series, you would not.
Yeah, I would not. I would be pissed.
Yeah.
But no, it was so cool. It's like because Vladdy was like doing a friggin' like he dove to get the 6th run in. Like it was just like
I love a good dive catch.
Yeah, it was just like both teams' offenses were going so ham in this game against each other, and it was so cool to watch, even though we lost. So I don't want to just put the ones that we won high. You know, I want
that'd be a boring.
Yeah,
video.
that would be boring. Like, oh, we won this game, so it's S tier. No.
that point, why even
Yeah,
have tiers? Why not just have the whole thing be a binary?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think this was of the games we lost, this was definitely the most entertaining. So yeah.
Wouldn't it be terrible if we made a video where we're ranking things that are clearly binary but pretended they weren't?
Yeah, foreshadowing.
That's called foreshadowing.
Yeah, you'll see later. Did I miss anything else? Oh yeah, IKF had an error and a Barger had an error, which cost the game. That's also foreshadowing.
Yeah, I guess so.
Anyways, next one, Game 4. This is the one where we beat the Yankees. I'm also gonna put this in A, but not a lot of interesting things happened. But I'm gonna put this in A because I was following this game, and it was so stressful. This was like a horror movie of a baseball game, because we didn't have any of our normal starting pitchers in. This was a bullpen game. So it was just our our bullpen pitchers. You know what I mean? Like all our like lesser pitchers, we were just going up and up and up like a conveyor belt. Versus their Cam Schlittler. By the way, great name, Cam Schlittler, the Yankee.
That's a terrible name.
So, but somehow we pulled it out. Like we managed to get like we gradually built a small lead that we just held on to. Like our pitching, like our like B tier pitchers just held on to this like small 5-1 lead for the whole game. And the whole time I was just like on my phone, like, holy shit, we're gonna lose it. We're gonna lose it. This is how we lose. But it never happened. There was one moment that got super close where like they had like the bases were loaded, and then the Yankee Austin Wells came on, and like the Yankees team was like, oh, he's gonna hit a grand slam, it's gonna tie the game, and then Austin Wells immediately pops out, and it was just like, I almost pissed my pants, but it was so relieving. It was like, oh my god, thank God. Thank God. Anyway, so this was the horror movie game. I'm glad we won. I'm glad we won the Yankee series. Yeah. And then I ran outside and I high-fived a bunch of Jays fans. Because like, yeah, we beat the Yankees. And this is where "the Yankees lose" came from. I mean, that's not the origin, but that's where Vladdy said it on TV. So yes, this was a great game. So after defeating the Yankees, which like I said was unambiguously good, unambiguously outperformed, then we had to face Seattle. Now, we lost the first two games. The first one was pretty boring. We
beat the Yankees in 4? I thought we lost a game to them.
Yeah, game 3. This was a best of 5.
Oh, it was best of 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seattle was best of 7. We lost game 1, which was a pretty boring loss. We just got outplayed. We didn't get a lot of hits in. Nothing to talk about. And we lost game 2. This one was slightly more interesting.
I remember it was discouraging losing the first 2 solid games that we played here in Toronto.
Yeah.
That was very discouraging.
Yeah, and game 2 was slightly more interesting because like they took a 3-0 lead in the first inning, but then the next 2 innings we kind of tied it, but then they kept scoring, so then they won. So I'll put game 2 in B. But then at this point, it's sort of, I did like more research into the Seattle Mariners, and they are so unlucky. Because of all the teams, they're the only one who
never made it to the
World Series, never got a pennant. And at a certain point, because when I thought we were losing, we're like, oh, we lost the first two, we're definitely losing. I found peace with that. I was like, oh, Seattle had a bad go.
Maybe this will finally be their year.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind losing to them.
Seattle, I was there last year. It is a beautiful, wonderful city.
Yes.
And right outside of Seattle is my favorite little town in the world, my favorite 2 little towns, which are called Snoqualmie and North Bend. And if you know me, you can probably guess why I like these little towns so much.
Right. Wait, Twin Peaks is said Washington, right?
Yeah, that's where they filmed it. It's a beautiful place. I really like Washington State. So
we have nothing against Seattle or the Mariners.
Yeah, if the Mariners beat us, I would have been rooting for them against the Dodgers.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm gonna be honest, there were parts in this series when I was kind of rooting for the Mariners. That I might get Rotten Tomatoes thrown at me from Toronto people, but because I was like, we're just gonna lose to the Dodgers, because I thought if I thought we had a chance of winning the World Series. Because I thought we were going to get swept. The Dodgers were sweeping the Brewers.
But that's the Brewers.
Yeah, well, they had the best record in the whole MLB this year, I think.
Did they?
Yeah.
Right, well,
but anyway,
they got swept. We didn't.
Yeah, I know. But I was just like, oh, because I thought, we were going to lose to the Dodgers for sure. So we might as well let Seattle win, so that Seattle can get to the World Series and then lose to the Dodgers.
You didn't want it all, Jimmy. You should have wanted it all.
Yeah, I should have bought the
just merch. Like Adele said.
I should have bought the Blue Jays merch from Rogers. But then game 3 happened. It was a great moment where Andres Jimenez of all people hit a home run to
He has
Higley.
occasional moments of greatness,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
overall, I'd say he is one of the weaker players on the
Yeah,
team.
yeah, but that was pretty shocking and pretty surprising. And then there was a wild pitch that we scored on, and Vladdy hit a home run. And then,
Mwah, Vladdy.
and then game 4, the same thing happened. The exact same thing happened where there was someone on a base. Andre Gimenez hit a home run in the 3rd inning. There was a wild pitch that we scored on from, and then Vladdy also hit a homer. So it was just the same game happened twice, which made it that much funnier.
Is it better the second time or the first?
It's better the second time because this is also
Yeah.
the one where Max Scherzer refused to leave.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is the game 4 of the ALCS in Seattle, was where Max Scherzer was like, "No, let me stay on, let me finish up this."
Scherzer is such a strange-looking guy, and not just because he has heterochromia.
Yeah.
He's just got an interesting face.
Yeah, he does.
He looks like a lankier version of Tim Blake Nelson.
He
If he were one of the Martenses from The Lurking Fear.
yeah, they don't call him Mad Max for nothing, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he gets angry.
Yeah.
He gets
so
into
he
it.
clearly did. This was a certified Mad Max moment. So that's why this is an A.
Yeah.
Because first of all, it was funny that it was basically like the exact same game as the previous day, but also with the added thing of Mad Max being Mad Max.
But it's weird that it happened twice.
Yeah, it's weird that it happened twice. Game 5, Jimenez did not do the homer thing again. I'm gonna put this in B. Or maybe even A. I mean, we lost Game 5 against Seattle, but I thought it was still a pretty good game, honestly. Maybe I'll put it in B.
All right.
There was a weird Noble Tiger. You know what Noble Tiger is, Danny?
I don't.
I learned this from Reddit. Noble Tiger, and it's used very loosely. It stands for something, but basically it's like when
Something to do with Detroit?
No. It's like when you have all bases. It's like no outs, bases loaded. But then I forget what the acronym is, but it's like NOB, like no outs, bases loaded. But then you failed to score or something like that.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. So that's what happened. So Toronto did this weird like double play thing that happened where like we had the bases loaded, but then the ball bounced weirdly off of Ernie Clement's bat onto the floor, and then that led to a double play. Like I don't even know how it happened, but apparently it did. Anyways, so it sucked to lose, but like, you know, we won the series eventually, and looking back, that was super weird. And then the Mariners hit a grand slam. So the whole like Seattle was like just bumping, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. Like I said, I have nothing against Seattle. I want to see them happy. I like seeing people happy even if it's not my team. So, you know, maybe I'll put this in A. Yeah, I'll put it in A. Why not? And and Alejandro Kirk got made fun of for how he was running. I hate that for him because he's such a good hitter.
He's an incredible hitter.
Yeah,
like, okay, he's kind of heavy set. Who fucking cares when he's that good?
And he's a good catcher too.
He's a very good catcher.
Yeah, we have like if you look at the umpire scoreboard for this series, it kept saying, "Oh, we plus the umpire favored Toronto." That's not because the umpires are like, you know, being bribed by Toronto. It's because Alejandro is such a good catcher. When he catches the ball, he can make it look like whatever the fuck he wants.
Yes.
He can make a ball look like a strike. He can make a strike look like a ball.
Yeah, and when we talk about whenever the other team are up to bat, we talk about the pitcher. We talk about like, oh, Scherzer has just struck out 3 guys, and not in any way to diminish the importance of the pitcher, but the catcher does a lot there too. It is a team.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I don't like it when I'm watching the game and then the announcers keep making fun of Alejandro Kirk for it. Like, oh, haha, it's a good thing he hit a home run because then he only has to jog around the bases. Like, fuck off.
Yeah, it's one thing when the fans do it. When the announcers do it,
anyways.
Whoever did it, don't.
ALCS Game 6. This was the one where we were watching Frankenstein, so we missed most of this.
Yep. Jimmy and I disagree on Frankenstein. I think we might have talked about this in the previous recording.
One. Yeah.
I think it rules. Jimmy was not as impressed.
Yeah. So we were watching Frankenstein, so we missed a lot of this. I remember Addison Barger hit a homer. I think that was what I remember. I think this was one where the Mariners Noble Tigered a lot. Anyways, I'm going to put this in B, I guess, because, you know.
When was it that Barger got his grand slam?
World Series Game 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
But we don't remember much of this, so it's just B. I think B is safe.
Sure.
This was the one where we won, Game 7, where like it was like we were down 3-1, but then George Springer hit that.
Yeah.
So here's my problem with this. Like I said, I was kind of like towards this. I was accepting losing to Seattle, and I was like, oh, you know, I'll be happy for Seattle. It looked
like they had it.
Yeah, and by the time that George Springer hit that homer, the whole all of Toronto was happy, but I was like, oh, poor Seattle. And then it cuts to like the players, because they've never been to the World Series before.
No, we have.
And like, I'm happy that for Toronto, but we've been there twice before and won twice. So it's not like we're pretty privileged in that sense. The pain of looking at the friggin' like Seattle people and their reactions online, and then the players screaming in the locker room out of agony.
I'm sorry, Seattle.
Yeah, like
I will insist that this goes in S tier nonetheless. Because man, what a comeback we made. The ultimate Springer dinger. And it was great, like, seeing Vladdy get his MVP thing, and it was beautiful, and everyone in this city was happy. And I'm sorry, Mariners, but that's sports. Sometimes you lose.
Can we put it in B?
A at the very lowest. Come on.
Okay, let's.
You remember,
put it in B.
You remember the absolute joy of Toronto is going to the World Series? You remember the look on Guerrero Jr.'s face? You remember?
So here's my problem. So I'm ranking this with hindsight. If we had gone on to win the World Series, sure. But even in that moment, I was like, oh, the Dodgers, there's pain coming for it. There's pain
and
coming
of course
their way.
there was. But that's why this was so good, is it was a moment of joy before the pain. We knew that it probably wasn't going to last forever, but think of how good it was to feel that sense of hope. And even though we lost, think about how wonderful it is that we made it to the World Series at all.
I don't know.
That was a great game.
It was a great game. The pain that came afterwards, like, okay. The difference between Danny and me is I happened to be close to Rogers Center when this happened. I wasn't in Rogers Center, but I remember the pain of World Series Game 7 so much that I was just like, the audible pain.
Yeah, but it was worth it.
I don't think it was.
It was so worth it.
I'm sorry.
What's the alternative? Not go at all? Not bother to compete?
Not going all Seattle getting to be happy.
Well, they would have lost.
Yeah, but their loss would have meant something. Their loss meant
something.
Did it though?
Yeah.
We've been to the World Series twice. We've won
Not
it twice.
Since you weren't alive.
But you were.
And I wasn't paying attention to sports because I was 5, and I rarely pay attention to sports even now.
I'm gonna put it in B. It was of all the games that we won, and I'm sorry, I know this is blasphemous. Danny disagrees.
If I were making the list, it would go in S tier.
Yeah.
I just want that noted.
Mm-hmm. It's just I can't enjoy it looking back without reservation. That's the problem. You know what I mean?
Well, I can't enjoy anything without reservation.
No, I can enjoy this friggin' Game 2 of the ALDS when Vladdy hit that grand slam against the Yankees. Because we went on to beat the Yankees, and it was a very satisfying moment.
Yeah, but then we went on to beat the Mariners, and then we went on to lose to the Dodgers. If we lost to the Dodgers, by your logic, that makes the entire series, the entire season, a waste of our time.
That's not true. It's not about the waste of time. It's about this one game. Because here's the thing. If we were going against anything else other than Seattle, maybe I would put it higher. It's just specifically because... And this might be because I'm just like not cut out to be a sports fan. Because I would be like, listen, if I were a coach or a player, I would be like, oh, and not just Seattle, but I would just be like, oh, well, those people seem nice. I'll let them win. And then I would lose my millions of dollars.
Yeah, you would.
So yeah. So this is just me being a shitty sports fan. Okay. So I'll admit that. I should not be a sports follower. I should not work in sports.
Well, I shouldn't either because I'm not competitive enough. Yeah. And yes. I'm all like, I would have cheered for the Mariners.
Yes. Cool. So we disagree on Game 7.
Let's compromise with A.
Come on. I'm vetoing. I'm sorry. Sorry. We're putting it in B.
All right. It's your list.
It is my list.
I want my protest recorded.
Danny's protest.
All right, let's move on to the World Series.
World Series. Game 1, this was...
Why does it look like the poster for Poltergeist?
Because this is closer to Halloween. This is close to the Halloween, so they did a bunch of like Halloween themed
I see it now.
This is you can't see it here, but this was what's his face? Shohei Ohtani's dog Decoy looking at the TV.
That's cute.
So this was the Addison Barger one. This one's super cool.
That was a great game.
Because when I went to World Series, my whole thing was, I just hope we don't get swept by the Dodgers.
In this game at least, we fucking dominated.
Yes,
and that was really nice.
It was great. Mike Horker won free tickets to this game, so this was like the best night of his life
in person. All right.
Yeah. This was the one where What was I gonna say? Right, this was the one where we, not we, because I wasn't there, but the fans were chanting, "We don't need you" to Shohei Ohtani. The reason because
Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani apparently like almost joined the Blue Jays or something like that.
I
but
don't
didn't.
think there was a rumor that he was thinking about joining the Blue Jays. I don't know if that was ever confirmed.
Right.
It's probably true, but I don't know. It might not be.
So the thing about that one is,
We do.
no, we don't. No, we don't. The rest of the World Series proved we
Yeah,
do
that's
not
true,
need
actually.
because Shohei
We need
Ohtani.
Yamamoto.
We need Yamamoto. So listen,
Ohtani's a good player.
a lot
but
of Dodger fans are clowning on Toronto, like, haha, you said you don't need Shohei Ohtani, but it turns out you do. No, we don't. Did you see us? We got so
Yeah.
close to winning a World Series without Ohtani. And by the way,
we figured out how to deal with him.
yeah, and by the way, you guys don't need Ohtani either. Because Ohtani barely contributed. He hit a couple home
He
runs,
got a
sure.
couple of very good.
But as in Game 7, he gave up that 3-run homer to Bo Bichette. The rest of the Dodgers had to bail out Ohtani.
Yeah, well, they made the mistake of... This is something I think they've been doing the whole series, is they were relying too heavily on him and having him bat and pitch in the
Yeah.
same game. Like,
Yeah.
he's a great player.
Yeah,
but he got tired.
Yeah, and
Everyone gets tired.
Miguel Rojas, Miguel Rojas,
Yeah.
Will Smith, Yamamoto. These are great players.
Rojas
you know?
and Smith broke my heart. We
yeah.
were on top. We'll get to that game.
Yeah, but anyways, we'll get to that. But anyways, so this game was great, and not just because we won. Like I said, we're not. I don't want to just rank these based on us winning. This was very entertaining. And Shohei Ohtani also hit a 2-run homer here.
Yeah, he's a really good player.
Yeah. Now, Game 2...
What poster is that supposed to be?
This one, they didn't make a Halloween-themed poster for Game 2 for some reason.
Oh, weird.
But we'll put this... I'm going to put this in D, because this was the one where Yamamoto was pitching for the first time. Yamamoto, great pitcher, boring game to watch.
Yes, it was.
But both Kevin Gossman and Yamamoto were pitching out of their minds. Boring-ass game.
Gossman got tired first.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a sign that your pitcher is really good when the game is boring.
It's just the same shot of you see the
All right,
back of the
strike out.
pitcher throwing a ball.
Yeah.
It's just that same shot over and over
Yep.
again. Boring game, except for the Jonas Brothers. They were in the middle of
Oh,
this.
yeah, that was that show.
Yeah, they made it worse, so they bumped it down.
I didn't have a problem with it. I got nothing against the Jonas Brothers.
Yeah. Danny's girlfriend Gabby just came in to say that we should put Jonas Brothers game in F tier. But anyways, this was a pretty boring game. Great pitching.
I
Great
assume
play.
you've got something in mind for F tier.
Well, I was gonna. Anyway, so this we didn't go over this, but we're putting this over. We're ranking them based on, because I have veto power, ranking them based on how they make me feel emotionally looking back at them.
Okay.
So that's why. So we'll get to it,
All right,
but
then
it's
I think I
probably
know where we're going.
it's probably no surprise what's going to be an F tier. Anyways, Game 3. This was the one that ran for 18 innings. I stayed up late to watch it.
How did you stay to the very end?
Yeah, I stayed to the very end.
I went to bed at the end of the 13th. I just couldn't keep
Yeah,
going.
it was pretty painful. Listen, people were like, "Oh, this is the best game ever." It's like,
No.
long games does not necessarily mean good. Like, and it's not just because we lost. Not just because it was stressful to me. Because I saw the 15-inning game between the Mariners and Detroit. I had no dog in the race. It's still fucking painful.
Yeah.
You know what I
The
mean?
longer version of Justice League is worse than the regular version of Justice League.
Uh,
Probably. I have seen neither.
Yeah, it's true for many things. I wouldn't say of that. The longer version of Lord of the Rings, slander. The longer version of Lord of the Rings is worse than the theatrical cut.
I agree. I think the theatrical cuts are better than the extended cuts of Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings. I think they flow better, and some of the cut scenes don't add that much. And are
Yeah,
kind of...
and they don't have the words "game over" and "nervous system" in them.
Oh,
Anyways,
I forgot about that.
Yeah. And also, but you know what I appreciate the 18th inning, 18-inning game for though? Mm-hmm. It let me see Brendan Little pitching to Shohei Ohtani. If you know, Brendan Little is considered the worst pitcher on the Jays. And when we got to World Series, I was like, I need to see our worst pitcher pitch to Shohei Ohtani. And he did. He threw 3 balls and walked him. But still, it was like, I need to see this for the sheer
Yeah,
clarity.
they got
of
to
it.
the point where they were deliberately walking him that game.
Yeah. But it was just like, it was so funny. I was like, I need to see our worst pitcher pitch against Shohei Ohtani. Just out of morbid curiosity.
Yeah.
I was like, is Shohei Ohtani going to hit a fucking
Could have been worse, I
moonshot?
guess.
Yeah, but it was just 4 balls.
All right, game 4.
Game 4, this was Oh, this was the Vladdy versus Ohtani game because Ohtani was
Yeah.
pitching this first,
And we won.
Yeah, we
I didn't see
won.
this game.
Yeah.
I had checked out after the exhaustion of Game 3.
Yes. Vladdy, first at bat, Vladdy struck out against Ohtani. But then the next at bat, Vladdy hit a 2-run homer against Ohtani.
Beautiful.
So like I said, even though we lost the series, we don't need Shohei Ohtani.
Ohtani's
We
very
figured
good, but
him
he is
out.
not insurmountable. We figured him out.
Yes.
There was a while when they were talking about, like, for the rest of the series, we're just going to walk him every time.
We didn't.
And we didn't. We realized, no, that's a mistake. We can handle this
And
guy.
we did. And you know what did happen? The Dodgers walked Vladdy and they walked Alejandro Kirk.
They did, that's true.
So it was so satisfying. Anyways, A tier. And also, this was the one where at the end there was that weird thing where like they intentionally balked. Like Alejandro Kirk kept like signaling to Louis Varland to look behind him, so that it was an intentional balk because the Dodger behind him was like trying to steal signs. Anyway, so another point to Alejandro Kirk. This goes in A tier. This one, 5.
Game 5 was pretty great.
Should we put an S tier? The reason
Remind me of some of the highlights of that game.
my favorite player hit a home run off the bat, Davis Schneider. You know, I'm gonna put an S tier because
Yes, he got like in the very first play.
in the very first pitch he hits a home run off, and then afterwards Vladdy hits one too immediately.
Tell your
back.
Schneider story.
My first Jays game was when I was a kid. It was Jays versus Orioles. I was super young. We left halfway through. I don't remember who won. The first Jays game I saw that I actually remember was 2023 in Boston. I happened to be in Boston, happened to go to the Jays game. Was not dragged there, but I went there because Corker said, "Oh, let's go to Jays game." This was Davis Schneider's first game in the MLB. He hit a home run as first at bat. From that day, he was my favorite player. He's not actually like considered that good a player statistically.
He has his moments.
He has his moments, but I never thought one day I would see him hit a fucking home run in the World Series
At the very first
At the
swing
very
of the game.
first swing of the game.
Also, people keep telling me I look like him, so he was my alt Halloween costume this year. I'll put a picture
Yes,
up.
we'll put a picture of. This was also the game where Savage pitched. He pitched absolute lockout of
The Macho Man Savage.
Yes, and like because like we were up by 2 after the first 3 pitches. Savage only let like one more run in from the Dodgers, so we could have not batted at all the rest of the game and still won off the strength of Savage and Davis Schneider and Vladdy.
Yeah,
and also the other defensive people, I guess. But like you got my point, right? Like it was freaking brilliant.
And then there's the Halloween night game.
Yeah. Oh, also just before I move on, this one there was a lot of wild pitches in this game from Will Smith. And not Will Smith, the catcher. He couldn't catch it. It was weird. This was the Halloween game. We saw Ernest scared stupid.
Yep. And then I went and watched the game in a bar.
Yeah. What was the atmosphere there, Danny?
It was initially very excited, but we were also definitely aware that this could turn around on us. And it did.
Well, it didn't turn around because Yamamoto was pitching, right? So they took an early lead and just kept it with Yamamoto.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then it was
We almost caught up to them at the very end, but the ball got lodged in the thing, and I would have counted that as a legal ball and let the 2-run let that tie it up, forcing extra innings. I still think that it's bullshit. We might have lost the game anyway.
I think they could have caught it. If it didn't get lodged, they could have caught it and thrown it.
They could have pulled it out.
It could have
It's happened before.
What I mean is, it could have led to just us losing 3-2 instead of 3-1. You know what I mean? So I don't think it was a sure thing that if it didn't get lodged, we would have won. So I don't feel that badly about it.
They made the runs, so
yeah. But also the Barger stepped off and then got caught. It was a double play. People got mad at him for that, but I also don't think that was a big deal either because like there was no saying that we were because even though George Springer was up next, they could have just walked George Springer. So there was nothing saying that if it weren't for these 2 weird things, we would have won. So I don't feel that bad about it. Still kind of sucked. Do you want to put in like C? I guess. Yeah, C. But finally.
Now, from a purely, like, if I were watching this without any particular investment and just wanting to watch some good baseball, I'd probably rank this very high. Because everyone was playing really well. There were some great saves. We took an early lead.
Bo Bichette.
The Dodgers, I guess, heroically came back from. I was mad, but...
Well, from our perspective...
If I were a Dodgers fan, I would be very happy.
But in the end, it just came down to IKF's foot not being big enough. Mm-hmm. And that would just piss me off. Like, if it wasn't close, if that didn't happen, if they just kept hitting homers off us and then just won, it would be, it sucked, but whatever. You know what I mean?
That catch that Pages made toward the end, like, oh man, I wish he had bumped into the other guy slightly sooner.
Yeah. But it's just because, whatever, man. But you know what? It could have been worse. It could have been worse in that
they could have cheated and gotten away with it. Which, I mean, there was some dirty stuff going on with Roboleski.
Yeah.
And it nearly turned into a giant brawl.
Yeah.
It was like watching wrestling when everyone rushes the stage with baseball bats.
It would have been so satisfying to win that game. It would have been so satisfying.
It would have.
But also, you know how it could have been worse? At the end of the 9th inning, at the top, I should say, Shohei Ohtani was coming up. We all knew he was coming. We were like, oh shit, we're up by 1. What if Shohei Ohtani comes up and hits a home run? That would be so bad. But then fucking Miguel Rojas hits a homer.
Who I had previously thought of as not an especially strong player.
I know.
But
so, you know what? I'm fine with that. And then Shohei Ohtani came up, immediately flies out.
Yes.
So, I'm like, Miguel Rojas, tip of the hat to you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you showed your worth. I'm glad even if you're not on my team, I'm glad that the little people like stepped up to like prove to the world.
And he will have the gratitude of all of California for a long time, and good for him.
Yeah, good for him, good for Yamamoto, good for
Yamamoto's a beast.
Yeah, good for Will Smith. Slapping us in the face, obligatory Will Smith joke.
Yeah.
And Shohei Ohtani, we don't need you, and neither do the Dodgers. You seem like a nice person, but
I got nothing against Ohtani.
Yeah, we have nothing against Ohtani. But if you're a Dodgers fan, you're like, haha, you need him after all. No, we don't. And I do appreciate that Bo Bichette came out. I remember when he was out for injury, and we were like, oh, have we seen the last time Bo Bichette in a Blue Jays uniform? Mm-hmm. No, we did not. He came out and hit a home run in the World Series, even though we lost. So.
Maybe next year.
Maybe next year if he stays. Hopefully he stays with the Blue Jays.
It'll be a different lineup in some ways, but maybe it'll be an even better lineup.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Overall, this was a great season, great postseason. I got everything, like, if I made a checklist of everything I wanted out of this playoffs would have checked off every single one of them except for winning. Except for it all. I got everything I wanted except for it all. So that's our sad.
We'll be back next month with some holiday content. In the meantime, stay cool.
Stay safe. Okay. Blue Jays. Let's play ball.
All right. Good night.
Good night.